Rajasthan judgment takes a view that NCTE has not taken an independent view and has only acted on government directive, and therefore the Rajasthan High Court comes.
Where is the power of government under NCTE?
29.
29.
I have reproduced it. If your lordship has it from my paper book, it is there.
Let's see the act. Direction.
Eligible. 29, 57. Yeah. 29.
No, it's a National Capital Territory.
No, National Council for Teacher Education.
No, but in this, the council has to give direction.
It says the council shall, in the discharge of its functions and duties under this act, be bound by such directions on question of policy as the central government may give to it in writing from time to time. So the council shall be bound by such directions on questions of policy as the central government may give from time to time. Now, in very simply put the position that the right from 2010 onwards up to 2012, B.ed with an additional course was eligible for appointment.
That was under 23 subsection 2.
Well,
or even if it is not, it was for a limited period. It was
correct. Up to 1st January 2012.
Because these candidates were not available.
So, therefore, that was the position. Let us take it that that was the reason for the position. The government then is confronted with a position where these Kendriya Vidyalayas, it starts with them. There is no doubt about it. Kendriya Vidyalayas come and say, sir, we are not getting enough people. Our posts are going a begging. And people with B.ed are available, they are good enough. We have been
How is Kendriya Vidyalaya concerned with it?
No, it's not.
Because it says state.
No, it starts with that. The matter is examined on that request. Then the
Examined by whom?
The ministry, HRD ministry, the Human Resource Development Ministry, and by no less than the Honorable Minister himself, the chairman of NCTE is there, the secretary of NCTE is there, the minutes of that meeting are on the record. They find that in all states this is happening. And therefore a conclusion in that thinking comes about that there is a shortage. We must make them eligible.
Where is the direction?
I will take that. If your lordship immediately wants the judgment reproduces it, kindly have my paper book and I'll show to your lordships.
Yours is 44.
Yes, 44.6. So that meeting, I'll take your lordship straight away to that meeting first.
Take us to that, whatever the...
Yes, 28th May 18.
No, page number and...
Page is 145.
No, internal page.
Internal page of the judgment, it is para 20 of the judgment. It is internal page 145 or 166 of the judgment because parties are many. Para 20 of the judgment.
Yes, para 20.
Yes.
So what is it?
Now, kindly have... I'll read the whole of para 20 to your lordship, so that just your lordship has the continuation. Shri Rastogi, learned, I'm sorry, my lord, this page 145.
Page?
145, para 20. Internal paging of the judgment, it's the internal and other is the same. Para 20. I'll just read these one or two paras because this is really the crux of the whole. Shri R.D. Rastogi, learned Additional Solicitor General appearing for the NCTE, has placed before us further correspondence which took place between NCTE and MHRD in this regard. These documents are taken on record. Perusal of these documents would show that after the minister put his remarks on 11th April 2018, MHRD wrote to NCTE pointing out that the minister has directed the NCTE to amend the qualification and make B.ed also an eligibility for teaching primary level, with a proviso of passing the module within 2 years of joining the service. We also note that in a meeting held on 28th May 2018, The officials of MHRD and the minister had discussed and deliberated the issues and decided to recognize B.ed degree course as an additional eligibility criteria for appointment to the post of primary school teachers in classes 1 to 5. The relevant portion of the minutes of this meeting read as under. File was called for. Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, by letter dated 18th May 2016, requested the National, please score out bank, requested the National Council for Teacher Education to allow KVS to recruit primary teachers with higher qualification than prescribed by National Council for Teacher Education, that is graduation with 50% marks and B.ed. So this was the Kendriya Vidyalay's request. The matter was considered in this ministry and Human Resources Minister has approved the proposal of KVS to recruit primary school teacher with higher qualification, that is BA, BSc, B.ed plus TET. Further, Human Resource Minister has also directed that NCTE may amend the qualification and make BA, BSc, B.ed also eligible for teaching at primary level with provision of completing pedagogical modules in 2 years of joining service. These directions were conveyed on 12th April 18. However, action is still pending at their part. I pause here for 1 second. So, 12th April, this direction was issued. Now it is considered further. Now come to para 3. Now we come back to 28th May. Matter was again discussed and deliberated in detail in the meeting held today, that is 28th May 18, chaired by HRM, that is the Human Resource Minister, and attended by, this is important, Special Secretary of the HRM Ministry, Chairperson of NCTE, Member Secretary NCTE, Joint Secretary Secondary Education, and KVS Commissioner. KVS Commissioner raised the issue of insufficient number of candidates applying for the post of primary teacher and candidates applying from few states rather than across the country. It was informed by Member Secretary NCTE that approximately 7.5 lakh seats are available for D.Ed across the country, out of which 50% seats are filled. However, as TET pass D.Ed candidates would be much less than the result of as result of TET varies from 6 to 16%. This makes the availability of eligible D.Ed candidates much less than desired. HRM also pointed out the need for better equipped teachers to ensure quality education in schools. Recruitment of teachers with higher qualification will ultimately be beneficial and interest of the students. In addition to the above, NCTE will roll out 4-year B.ed integrated course from next academic year. Therefore, the prevalent D.El.Ed education, B.ed, etc., will phase out in time-bound manner. Further, similar kind of request has also been received from the state of Uttarakhand. In view of the discussion, HRM directed NCTE to change its regulations. Directions are to be given under Section 29 of the NCTE Act. Section 29 of the NCTE Act is as follows. The Council shall, in discharge of its functions and duties under this Act, be bound by such directions on questions of policy as the state government may give in writing from time to time. Decision of the central government is as to whether a question is one of policy or not shall be final. We may request NCTE to submit a draft notification to amend the regulation at the earliest. Draft letter is attached for approval. Please, once the draft notification is received, same will be sent to the legislative department for vetting and approval. It's a conscious decision. It starts with KVK.
So you mean to say the power to pass such an order comes under the NCTE?
Correct. High Court.
And what about this act, right to refuse?
Well, this is also there, no doubt about it.
No, but this is an act which is focused for primary education,
Well,
elementary education.
Your Lordship is right.
And this is for general education. And special will override the general.
In fact,
In this, the power is only given to NCTE.
correct. NCTE is the competent authority, but the power to prescribe qualifications is in 12A of the NCTE Act, which is introduced by a specific amendment in 2012. So qualifications are to be prescribed under the NCTE Act. Under the RTE Act, NCT is the authority competent. Please have section 12A.
A.
Yes, which is introduced by amendment. All right, one is. 12A is added by amendment in 2012. The National Council, your Lordship got 12A. The power of the Council to determine minimum standards of education of school teachers. For the purpose of maintaining standard of education in school, the Council may by regulations determine the qualifications of persons for being recruited as teachers in any pre-primary, primary, upper primary, secondary, senior secondary.
No, fine. So the power has been given NCTE.
Yes.
What is already there with the NCTE under 23(1).
Yes.
This further fortifies it that NCTE can do it by means of a regulation. No quarrel on that.
So the same act contains, we cannot wish away 29. 29 is a very specific, what is it? In discharge of its functions and duty.
That is a question.
It is a function and duty of the council to lay down qualifications. And on that, ultimately, the question is, if vacancies are more, the government is confronted with the situation. And here in Rajasthan, it is found as in this process of selection that there are more people available without B.ed. That may be, that's our problem. But across the country,
This proposition. One is, you are presuming that B.ed is a higher qualification than the diploma or whatever, which may not be correct. Second, this qualification of B.ed is effectively relaxing the qualification, which it can do under 23(2). That's the problem.
it's laying down an additional qualification. If there is no relaxation or the other.
And no, additional would be you have a diploma plus you have B.ed, then
It is laying down an additional set of people who are also qualified to teach. And it's nothing new. It starts from 2010 itself.
2010, there was an emergency situation. This act had just come up, so for 2 years it was done. See, the thing is that a diploma elementary is also 1 year or 2 years. Those persons are specially trained how to teach primary school students.
Yes.
For example, if you are an automobile engineer, see, an aeronautic engineer may be higher, but can he be engaged as an automobile engineer? You say aeronautic is a much higher. It's different.
Correct.
Your qualification is not higher, but it's different.
But my submission is that actually what your Lordship is saying really is the work of experts. Now the Ministry of HRD and who is their Special Secretary of the Ministry, Chairperson of NCT, Member Secretary NCT, Joint Secretary, they are all present in the meeting when the decision is taken. These are the experts in the field. Now I cannot say what your Lordship is saying, yes, it is a view possible. But these are all experts who have taken the view.
That aspect has also been considered by the learned judges of the Rajasthan High Court. What precisely you are saying, towards the end of the judgment, they have noted this fact. But then they have said that they don't even have power.
So
they are not experts.
So therefore, the first question is, the judgment of the Rajasthan High Court primarily goes on the point that there is no power under 23 to issue such a direction. My grievance with that judgment is, you have not even seen 29. So all that 29 is mentioned. I'll show your Lordship where it is mentioned and how it is mentioned. If your Lordship will have page 153, last line.
Paragraph, if you can tell us.
Paragraph is about 29. Para 29, last line of that para, on the end of the page.
जज का माइंडसेट नेगेटिव लग रहा है मुझे.
The whole judgment is on 23 of the RT.
Somewhere it says.
It says, I'm reading it. Para 29, last line. Both these 4-5 lines, that's all. When the central government note shows it is not even going under 23, it is going under 29.
No, but the notification says 23(1).
Now that I am going to say.
We are not on that.
Yes.
If you have powers, if
Correct.
it is not mentioned.
Wrong mentioning is, that is your Lordship has settled right from the Constitution.
Pepsi and all that.
Yes. So, just see 153 last line.
Please come back.
Come back at 2.
All right.
Continue.
Great.
Devote rest of the day.
Yes. Note.
But that's the difficulty.
I understand. I'll try to meet it.